Stop doubting yourself. There's so many opportunity out here, I promise you. What's going on, everyone? This is RFBM, Raising the Financial Bar with Mar. So a couple of things have transpired since the last month or so, since I did what I would say the last episode, and we're just going to keep on moving forward. What I wanted to touch base on is just some of the current events within the country as far as finances, and just overall some of the things and tips that I just want to drop to you, just coming off of my mind as I speak. But yeah, that's just one of the topics I really want to talk about, is just doubt. We got to get rid of this self-doubt, because whether you have a plan or you don't have a plan, we have to start working on believing in ourselves. Positive affirmations are everything, as I've said in the past, but it doesn't change the fact that it's something that we should constantly say to ourselves so that we can push ourselves further. Me personally, I've been following a lot of things in regards to just making me more financially literate, making sure that I'm physically in tune with myself, mentally strong, and just overall health. And just doubting yourself doesn't do anything for you, you know. Doubting yourself has never really done anything for me. And personally, there's a good amount of topics I want to discuss about ways that we can further ourselves. And let me just get started off with some of the things that have transpired. So I'm sure many of you have already heard about Gamestop, Stonk, you know, and some of the things that's transpired, and how the game is rigged, man. The game is rigged. It comes down to it, because a lot of people were able to profit off of that, and we might see some future trends where people are able to game the system and, you know, come out on top, you know. But what we really should be focused on is stocks that truly have value. And GameStop, we know that was a short-term thing, and it was a gamble. A lot of people weren't really investing, because let's be real, there's a difference between truly investing and gambling. And honestly, a lot of things that we've seen that were being done by oftentimes novice traders, or people that go with the flow, or something they see on the internet, were gambling, and some were able to benefit, and some people suffered. Honestly, we have to make sure we do our research, you know. GameStop, the thing about the GameStop stock, I actually benefited off of it as well, and it's not because it was any type of expertise, you know. It was one of these things where I initially signed up for Robinhood. That was my first stock brokerage. I initially started with Robinhood, and one of the stocks that they gave me was actually GameStop. You know, anybody that's signed up with Robinhood, they know that usually if you get a stock, it's some stock that's on the lower end, and that's a whole nother topic too. Share price doesn't necessarily determine the value of a company. You want to look into the market cap, but that's neither here nor there. So the GameStop stock was like, I think it was $3, $4. So, you know, I just check Robinhood just because I like the interface, but I buy with Fidelity. But you can use any other major, preferably commission fee. I'm not giving commission free stock brokerage, and I just decided to go with Fidelity. But anyways, going back to Robinhood, I checked my Robinhood one day just to, you know, search the stocks. Like I said, I search the stocks, then I buy with another brokerage, and I scrolled through and I seen like GameStop at like 80 bucks. I was like, okay, hold up.
What?
What caused this to rise so high in share price? I just knew that didn't make any sense. Although GameStop did jump in price recently, but plainly said, it just didn't add up. So I looked again. Next thing I know, I check another day and I see it's at 200 and something, I believe. And I contact my cousin. I'm like, yo, you see this? It's like, this is crazy. And I'm telling him, like, should I sell this? Should I just get rid of it? Because I just know it doesn't make any sense. Now, obviously, like I said, disclaimer, as I always say, I'm not a financial advisor, so don't take anything I say as advice. But you see a stock like that going that high, me personally, I know that it's going to drop, and I know it's going to fall hard because GameStop is actually losing business. And although it did see a spike because some recent things that they have done, there was no reason for it to jump that high. The value that they'd have in the past is just nowhere near now, especially with everything that's transpired in the last year. The e-commerce, there's a lot of things that you would able to get from GameStop you can get from anywhere. But anyways, I was just readily seeing it increase, and I'm like, I'm just probably one of the lucky ones. Robinhood gave me that stock for free last year, and then I'm seeing at this price, so it doesn't matter what I sell for. That's 100%. All of it was free. And anyone that sells something, you want to keep in mind that you are subject to a capital gains tax. But anyways, going back, I seen it rise to about 300. And I was like, at this point, I was like, okay, I'm not going to go any further. I'm just going to sell it. And once I reached about, I think it was 310, I sold it. And instantly I had like remorse, like seller's remorse or whatever. And it was because as I sold it, I think it ended up shooting up like 340 or like 350. And I think the highest it ended up being was like 480 or 500 or whatever. But honestly, I don't regret it because there's no point in dwelling in the past. I think I want to touch on that topic as well and connect it as it relates financially. But there's no point. And honestly, I came out pretty big. And so with that stock, I withdrew from Robinhood, but I screwed up and I accidentally I think I deposited instead of going through the withdrawal process. So that kind of slowed me up a bit, and I was just anxious to just get that money because I was like, I just feel like something's going to happen, and they're gonna slow something down and won't be able to get what I want to get, because I honestly wanted to buy it too before it jumped up, but I was like, this is just not my my stilo. This is not something that I get into, and so I just sold it. And deposit process, I ended up having to message Robinhood because I deposited first and then I went to initiate withdrawal, which was the proper thing instead of deposit, and I was just anxious to see it. And I go check on my Robinhood. Apparently my account ended up being restricted. Like, yeah, my account ended up being restricted. So because of that, I was unable to get access to the funds. But I wasn't worried about that. I was just thinking, oh, I'm restricted, something's going to happen. But I ended up researching it and I wasn't as worried, but I still was thinking about it like, man, what am I going to do? But what happened was, when I checked my statements on the bank, the credit union that I hold my money, it said that the $300 basically, the withdrawal actually didn't come. The withdrawal actually came. So the withdrawal from the Robinhood account actually went into the bank, and after it went into the bank, it went right back out, like transfer and sending back over to Robinhood. because I did a withdrawal and deposit at the same time. So at least it didn't overdraft and take it out of my actual, because there was not even 300 in there. Yeah, so after that, I just did what I think a lot of people would have done. I used that cash, put it right back into my Fidelity account, and I bought 2 shares of Apple, because Apple is that's just my company. I feel like no matter what my position, I'm going to primarily have Apple as my biggest shares. Like, that's going to be my biggest holder of shares, the biggest portion of my portfolio, which would probably make it pretty aggressive. But Apple, I just believe in Apple, and I believe anybody that owns any Apple products and scared to get in investing should be investing in Apple. But that's not financial advice. That's just what I would do personally. And Apple is just continue to grow. They're not stagnant, and consumers just can't get enough of their products. So why not? But anyways, it just felt like a gift. I was like, wow, what a blessing, just to wake up in the morning and to see Gamestop stock jump up so high, and then I just basically get the money, get it for free. So circling back with that stock, the fact that I was able to do that, it just made me think also with the presence that us retail investors have. They're basically making it like the retail investors against hedge fund managers, billionaires and whatnot. And it just makes me think that the power of the people is very strong now. It's not necessarily that I see that this is like a revolution and things are going to change expeditiously, but I definitely see that the pendulum has turned, and the fact that even if retail investors don't necessarily gain the mindset to think that, wow, us in numbers can really make a change or make a difference, like Wall Street bets or any other forums of that nature. But I hope that there was enough airplay and just media talking about the stock and the drive, and just because it was such a hot topic, that it gets people to invest. Because really, I'm just opening my eyes to how valuable investing truly is, and how you have to make sure that you're doing your due diligence, you know. And honestly, as I always say, you have to apply your knowledge. Everything that you gain, whether it's even that the news in itself, yes, there's plenty of other stocks that are way more valuable to get GameStop, but when you see things like this, it should make you think, let me get into this, let me research this, let me see a little something, see what I can do to advance my position. You have to focus on the mission. The mission is to continue to expand investing, whether saving, whether budgeting. Money just sitting in the bank isn't really doing anything. Obviously, you want to have your emergency fund, but there's much more at hand for you to think about and apply, you know. I saw something somewhere, I don't know if it was Earn Your Leisure or it might have been in some comments, and I liked it. I was like, wow, I like that, I gotta say that. And someone said buying someone a stock is a gift that just keeps giving. And that's just something that makes you think, is like, yeah, true, especially if it's a valuable stock. Imagine if friends gifted or family gifted you Apple stock. The Apple stock's not going to stay at whatever. Let's see, what was the last closing that the Apple stock was? Closed February 8th, 759 at $136.91. So Imagine if you were gifted a stock, one share of Apple, $136.91. Even if you don't continue to keep buying more Apple stock, the value of Apple is only going up and up and up. You know what I'm saying? It's not going down, it's not staying stagnant, it's continuing to rise. So that's what it means that by it's a gift that keeps giving. It continues to grow in value over time, and that's the power of investments. Don't overextend yourself. Do your research. Consider your options. Every dollar counts, every little counts. No matter what I get myself into, whether it's something self-employed, whether it's for an organization, I know I want every single dollar to work for me, to do something for me. It's come to a point where I'm seeing the reality of things, and the reality of things is you have more control than you know. And I know I might have said that in a previous episode, but I probably will say this at least one time every single episode or every single video that I make, and it's just like, we have so much power. Yes, there's a lot of things that go against us. Yes, there is a crisis going on, with everything, with the disease and, economic turmoil and a lot of uncertainty. But there is opportunity, and with opportunity is money. With money, there is power, and sky's the limit. I want to close this out just to say, live below your means, save money just for emergencies. Me personally, that's what I would do. And invest. Take control of your finances today, not tomorrow, not next month, not on your next birthday. Do what you got to do now. I have to be more consistent. I myself am not perfect. I need to be more consistent. I need to get more content out, but I also know I need it to be quality content. And I hope you enjoy this. And once again, I appreciate it. This is RFBM, Raising the Financial Bar with Mar. And take care. Invest. Stop doubting yourself. Invest. Stop doubting yourself. Invest. Stop doubting yourself.
Our own mind has to be changed. We have to change our mind about ourselves.
Instead of me fulfilling my prophecy, I have to start. Instead of me, doing a good job and carrying on the empire, I have to build. And that's a hell of a job with 21-year-old. You know what I'm saying? That's a hell of a job for any youngster, male or female, to have to build and improve. Because this world is such a gimme. Everybody back off. Everybody's like taught that from school.
I don't come to bow, I come to conquer.